Hello everyone, myself Richa Roy, lecturer of Computer Science Department of Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Science and Technology. Today, I would like to share some information about computer organization and architecture. It is the introductory part which I will going to discuss. Here are the outlines of the presentation which I would like to explain. Moving on to the first slide of my PPT, as we can see, there is a definition of computer organization and computer architecture. The computer organization is the internal arrangement of a computer which includes the design of the processor, memory, control signals and input-output circuits. In other words, it is the computer features which are implemented. Next, computer architecture. It describes the feature of a computer family and not the specific implementations. Instruction sets, number of bits used for data representation and input-output mechanisms are represented in computer architecture. The next slide is about computer organization versus architecture. The basic differences between computer organization and architecture are as follows. The main difference is it acts as an interface between the hardware and the software, whereas organization deals with the components of a connection in a system. Architecture involves logic, that is instruction sets, addressing mode, data types, cache optimization, whereas organization involves physical components, that is circuit designs, adders, signals, peripherals. Architecture deals with high-level design issues, whereas organization deals with low-level design issues. While designing, the architecture of a computer is considered first, but on the other hand, organization is done on the basis of architecture. Moving on to the next slide, there is a definition of a computer. A computer, in one word, is an electronic device. It is a machine or a device that performs processes, calculations and operations based on instructions provided by a software or a hardware. It has the ability to accept data, process it and then produces output. Modern computers are electronic devices used for variety of purpose ranging from browsing the web, writing documents, creating applications, playing video games, etc. Computers can also store data for later uses in appropriate storage devices, and whenever is necessary, it can be retrieved. They are designed to execute applications and provide a variety of solutions by combining integrated hardware and software components. Moving on to the next slide, as we can see, there are some characteristics of a computer. The important characteristics are speed, accuracy, storage, decision making. Speed is all we need nowadays. It has the fast speed operation of several million operations per second. Computer, we all know, computer can perform high speed operations. Accuracy. Regarding accuracy, computer is all about. Computer can perform calculations in accurate mode. Next is storage. It is capable of storing large volume of information. Decision making. It is capable of decision making according to the supplied information. Whatever information we are supplying, it can take decisions. Moving on to the next slide, there are two types of computer. One is analog and another is digital. Analog computers operate on mathematical variables in the form of physical quantities that are continuously varying. For example, temperature, pressure, voltage. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of an analog computer? Advantages: it shows the solution in a simple and graphical manner in little time. Output can be connected to an oscilloscope and result can be seen. Disadvantage: it is not versatile, not very accurate. The accuracy is rather limited and dependent on a number of factors like spread in circuit parameters, inaccurate assembly, varying problems, etc. What are the examples? The examples are plane meter, operational amplifier, mechanical integrators, slide rules, tide predictors, etc. This slide is all about digital computer which we are using nowadays. Digital computer process data which is binary, that is in the form of 0 and 1. Digital computer deal with mathematical variables in form of numbers that represent discrete values of physical quantities. In contrast to analog computers, digital computers work on numbers. Each variable is converted into numbers and each number into binary form, that is 0 and 1. It is the combination of 0 and 1 that does all the calculations. Advantages: versatile, reprogrammable, accurate and less affected by outside disturbances. Examples: all the modern computers which we are using, the laptops and calculators are all digital computers. On the next slide, it's about the type of digital computers. The types of digital computers are mainframe computer, mini computer, microcomputer and supercomputer. Let's get a brief and very small idea about the mainframe computer. The mainframe computer is a large computer system consisting of thousands of ICs which is physically distributed in more than one place. This computer is designed for intensive computational tasks and used by large organizations like banks, railways and hospitals. Mainframe computer is often shared by multiple users connected to the computer through several terminals. This computer is very expensive. Examples are given, that is IBM System 360, UNIVAC 1100 or 2020 series. Now, let's come to the next type, that is mini computer. This class of computers is small and slow version of mainframe computer. Thus, its cost is very less compared to the mainframe computer. This machine is designed to serve multiple users simultaneously and used by smaller organizations and research centers. Examples are HP 3000 series, CDC 1700. Next is microcomputer. Microcomputer is invention of microprocessor gives rise to the microcomputer, that is small, low cost and single user machine. It is also called personal computer, that is the desktops we are using nowadays. This inexpensive computer is designed to use on a small desk or even to carry. This class of computers is very popular due to its high performance per cost ratio and size. The more powerful microcomputer designed to perform scientific application is called workstation. Example: IBM PC, Apple's Macintosh. Next is supercomputer. This class of computer is the most powerful and expensive computer available today. This computer is designed to perform fast using multiprocessing and parallel processing techniques. This machine is specially used for complex scientific applications like weather forecasting, satellite launching, climate research, and nuclear research. Popular supercomputers are PowerPC, Cray 1, etc. Moving on to the next slide, there is the generation of computer. There are 5 generations of computer starting from 1 to 5th. First generation of computer uses vacuum tubes which are active from 1946 to 1954. Its memory capacity is just 20 KB. Processing speed is 300 IPS, means instruction per second. Programming language is machine language. Examples are UNIVAC and EDVAC. Now, the second generation of computers. Second generation of computers are active from the year 1955 to 1964, which uses transistors, and its memory capacity is 128 KB and its processing speed is also 300 IPS. It uses programming language as an assembly language and early high-level language like Fortran, COBOL, etc. Examples are IBM 1401, IBM 7094, UNIVAC 1108, etc. Next is third generation of computer. Third generation of computers were active from the year 1964 to 1971. This type of computers uses integrated chips. Its memory capacity is 1 MB. Its processing speed is 1 MIPS, means 1 milli instruction per second. Programming language, it uses C++. Examples are IBM 360 series and also 1900 series. Next is the fourth generation of computer. The fourth generation of computer are active from the year 1971 till now. It uses microprocessor, that is VLSI. Its memory capacity is magnetic core memory, LSI and VLSI, means it has a high memory capacity. Its processing speed is faster than third generation of computer. Programming language, higher level language, C++, Java. Examples of computers are Pentium series, multimedia, etc. Moving on to the fifth generation, as we can see, fifth generation are also using nowadays and also beyond. It's using ULSI, means ultra large scale integration technology. Its memory capacity is also very high. Its processing speed is very fast. Its programming languages are all the high level languages and also neural networks. Examples are artificial intelligence and robotics. So this is all about the generation of computers. Moving on to the next slide, there is a computer system. What is a computer system? A computer system is a particular type of system that its primary purpose is that of performing computations. Before the time of the electronic computer, a computer was a person that performed computations. This slide is all about the layers in computer system. As we can see in the diagram, there is the application program. In the first layer, there is the application program, then there is the OS or compiler, and in the last layer, there is a BIOS and hardware. So, in the application program, what is What is application program? Application program is a collection of programs used to solve a particular application oriented problems. Next is OS and compiler. What is a compiler? A compiler is a system program which converts the high level language program into equivalent machine language program consisting of instructions of binary numbers. And what is OS? OS means an operating system is a set of programs and utilities which acts as the interface between the user program and computer hardware. The main functions of operating systems are managing the user's program, managing the memories of a computer, it manages the input-output operations, and also it controls the security of a computer. The next and the last layer is the BIOS. The full form of BIOS is Basic Input-Output System. It is a program consisting of I/O drivers, which are different programs to perform various I/O operations on behalf of various peripheral devices attached to the computer. When a program needs an I/O operation, it calls this program. BIOS programs are basically programs embedded on a chip called firmware. When the computer is first powered on, this program runs. The main task of the BIOS is to identify and initiate component hardware like hard drives, keyboard and mouse, etc. Now, what is hardware? The hardware are physical devices which are attached with the computer, such as keyboard, monitor, disk drive, printer, etc. Moving on to the next slide. Here are the components of the computer system. There are three main components of the computer system. One is hardware, one is software and one is human resources. As we have discussed earlier, hardware is a physical devices which is attached with the computer. Software is the information processed by the hardware devices. Software consists of the instructions and data that the computers manipulate to perform various tasks. There are two types of software. One is application software and another is system software. Application software means Google Chrome, railway reservation program, etc. And system software means operating systems, compilers, device drivers, etc. And the last component is human resources. It is a manpower and skilled personnel available to perform the operation on computer system. This slide is all about the block diagram of a computer. As we can see in the diagram, it consists of the CPU, which is divided into two parts, control unit and arithmetic logic unit, that is ALU, and then the memory and then the input unit and output unit. Now, what is memory? The memory unit stores the program as well as data. Next is the CPU. CPU is the central processing unit of the computer. It is divided into two parts. First one is control unit and the another one is arithmetic logic unit. The control unit, this is the unit that supervises the flow of information between various units. It retrieves the instructions using registers one by one from the program which is stored in the memory. The instructions are interpreted or decoded by the control unit itself and then the decoded instructions are sent to the ALU for processing. Next is arithmetic logic unit, that is ALU. It is the main processing unit which performs arithmetic and other data processing tasks as specified by the control unit. The ALU and the control unit are the main constituent parts of the central processing unit, that is CPU. Another component of the CPU is register unit. collection of different registers used to hold the data or instruction temporarily. Now, the input unit. This unit transfers the information as provided by the user into memory. Examples are keyboard, mouse, scanner, etc. Output unit. The output unit receives the result of the computation and displayed to the monitor, or the user gets the printed results by means of a printer. The dotted lines are the control lines and the arrow is the data address lines. Thank you. This is all about the first part of the computer organization and architecture.